Actually looks like it's gonna storm here any minute, actually. Very bad connection. Rude. Rude connection. Very, very rude. Hey, Random Witch, how you doing? So I can't see on my phone. Let me see if I can sit closer. Give me a second. Okay. That might make it a little bit better. Hopefully. I don't know. But I can't see. Let me show. Okay. Yeah. I've not done this on my phone before, so bear with me. Oh, girl, thank you. Thank you. I actually just woke up a couple hours ago, and I've been sitting out here with the cat, or one of the cats, I should say. Basically, I want to, good morning. Well, it's afternoon here now, so good afternoon. I wanted to make a video just kind of checking in. Obviously, if you have me on Facebook, you know that, I am dealing with Hurricane Irma heading our way, and we evacuated our apartment. We didn't have to. Our area still is not under mandatory evacuation. Our town, our city, is actually starting to do evacuations, on the islands and stuff, but they're still not mandatory. They're taking volunteers to evacuate now. So it's looking like the Irma is going to track more east, which is great for my apartment. But we're actually currently in Jacksonville, Florida. We left yesterday after we got the apartment ready, or at least as ready as we could get her. We left late afternoon yesterday, and we only live, usually the drive to Jacksonville is about 3 hours, give or take 30 minutes or so if you make a stop. It took us 7 hours, at least 7 hours. It may have been 7.5 hours. Yeah, that drive doubled with all the traffic. Yeah, Olive, it's pretty crazy. Usually we go up 75 North, which is one of the, sorry if I shake you, but I have an itch. Usually we go up 75 North, which is one of the main veins through Florida, and the phone refused to route us through 75, because if stories hold true, apparently 75 North is at a standstill right now. So we're kind of hoping, hi Ellie, we're kind of hoping that she dies down to a category 3, because if we were to go further north, it will take us a long time to trek any further north. And we have both of the cats with us, obviously, so it's a little bit difficult to find places to stay. Olive, I have no idea where that is. I'll be completely honest. I have no idea where Winter, what was it? Winter something? I don't know where that is. Melbourne, I know, is in a pretty rough area. Um, especially if she takes that turn pretty early east. So we're just trying to. The reason why we came to Jacksonville, even though Jacksonville is near Orlando, okay, well, I know that the I, right now, they're talking about the I maybe making landfall in Orlando. So if that's the case, whatever category she is when if she makes landfall there, they'll get, pretty good wins at least. So, but yeah, just kind of be patient. Wait on your aunt to call you. I mean, at least she's still at work, so you know that they haven't shut down businesses or anything. Um, my job has not shut down to my knowledge. Actually, the only connection I have to my job right now is a new friend that I've made there, and I messaged her this morning because we have like an emergency line to call to see if business is still going and if work is open. But there's no message, so I assumed they were still open. And my friend, told me yes, they are still open, but but she actually took off today to prepare her home because she's staying in Sarasota, which is south of me, where I live, and her whole family, I guess, is there. They have like 17 people packed in her home, and they're hoping for the best, which, there's this interesting story where I moved, which I'd like to discuss. Which, if you guys don't know, I live in the Tampa Bay area, and the locals always talk about how they haven't had super bad hurricanes. They've never really been hit with a major hurricane directly, and they're kind of cocky about it, which kind of makes me nervous. But the reason why they're cocky about it is because there's this legend, I guess, that the Native Americans that lived there, however many hundreds of years ago, they were shell farers and shell hunters, and they built islands out of shells or something, and they knew their mojo, and they worked very closely with nature, and as Native Americans do, and they did epoxy or something. I forget how they say it, but basically, because of these Native Americans doing whatever it is that they did, and because they knew their shit, our area is protected from hurricanes. This is a catastrophic hurricane. Like, Irma is a catastrophic hurricane who just happened to land directly into the list to be named after a goddess of war. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But, yeah, so anyway, we're in Jacksonville. I'm with family. We are going to maybe wait out the storm. We'll see. I think it just depends on the official track, and at least, like I said, we've bought ourselves some time coming up this far north. But that's the plan. But at least here, right, I am getting the real Florida experience, like, for real. Like, listen, I was excited, okay? I was really excited to have my first hurricane and experience my first hurricane because, I've never been in one. I've never experienced anything like that. You know, so I was excited. I love storms. I really do. And Mira, this may answer your question as well. But, you know, at first, I was fine. You know, I was totally cool with the hurricane possibly hitting us. Um, 3 days ago, I woke up and Finn actually was visiting. Um, which, if you don't know Finn, he just recently started a new channel with his sister Brittany. It's called Sable and Blonde, or Witches Sable and Blonde. Definitely check it out. I'll put their link in the description. But eventually, when I can get back and do some editing, because I'm probably not going to be doing that for a bit. But they spent the week actually in my city, so I got to hang out with them, do some recording with them, and just kind of having a good time. And you know, we actually went to the beach and or to the bay, and they were showing us, you know, a spot that they found where they were finding sand dollars. And we were having a really good time with them, and awesome random, you will love them, they have really good energy. um, Alright, Ellie, see you later, thank you. But they're really awesome people. But we were all hanging out at the bay and just having a good old time. Hi, in Brazil. um, but I felt decent, but I wasn't really paying attention really to energy wise. I was just kind of trying to relax, I guess. But really, after we went home from that, and that night, I really started feeling anxious. Josh had to work that night, and he works on the island. And I just did not feel right. I was home with my mom, so it wasn't like I was alone. Um, you know, I wasn't feeling an extra presence or anything at the house. I was just the GBs, is what I've been calling it. I had the GBs bad. And I didn't say anything to my mom, but I sent a text to Josh and was having a conversation with him. And I said, you know, I can't sleep. You know, I just really feel really jittery and like just uncomfortable. The next day, it was even worse. I had to work the day after. I went to work, and that's Irma was all anybody could talk about. And I tried to avoid it as much as I could. I work at a call center, and we take calls from around the globe. Well, not around the globe, but around the country. So, you know, everybody's like, "Is it really rainy down there? Is it really rainy?" No, it's beautiful. It's beautiful outside today. Well, you know, you're getting that hurricane. Yep. Well, you know, it's not positive yet, but yeah, we might be getting her. You know, and they're asking me if I'm ready, and I'm like, I don't know. You know, I don't know. I've never been through one yet, so we'll see what happens. So, trying to avoid it didn't work. But basically, I I I just right as I wiped the tears from my eyes. So it felt really really bad that evening. You know, that's the night that my city was really starting to really get prepared. You know, everybody was getting sandbags. There were huge lines at the gas station, and with the holiday, we hadn't received our checks during the normal time. So we get a hold of everybody, and they're like, oh, well, you know, it could take another day. It could take an extra day for you to get your checks. So, you know, we're still trying to get caught up from the move financially. And thank you, Mandy. We're actually right now doing good. We're in Jacksonville now. We headed here to buy some time. but we may be sticking it out here. It just depends. Our resources are here, and we have family here, so we'll probably try and stick it out here, but we're not 100% yet. But anyway, so we hadn't received our checks yet, and they were telling us, oh, it could take an extra day. Okay, cool. It took an extra 2 days. It took an extra 2 days to get my check, and so I received my check yesterday. It was almost noon. Josh was at work. I think he was really starting to freak out too, and I told my mom at this point, I was like, we gotta go. Like, something is telling me to get up and go. Since we live in an apartment complex, even if we had a generator, no way to hook it up, no way to run it. We live in an upstairs apartment, so flooding isn't really that big of an issue, but we don't want to get stuck there either. And with the amount of money that we had from checks, it was either go out and get as many resources as you can and try and stick it out, or leave. So we decided to go ahead and arrange the furniture and fix the house in a way in which no one could get in, but pressure was released from the inside if wind gets bad. And also we went out to find resources. We had to stop at 3 gas stations before we found gas, and it wasn't even regular, so we had to pay extra for the gas that we got, but we were lucky enough to get gas. Didn't have to fight anybody over it either, which is really cool. And Josh was lucky enough that his store on the island still had bread. All the stores inland didn't have water. They didn't have bread. Canned goods were off the shelves. So we left with the intention of taking a road trip to safety. Luckily enough, with 2 full tanks of gas, 2 loaves of bread, and 3 bags of chips, and a gallon of tea, and a pack, or a 24-pack of soda. So we were lucky. We were good. So thank the gods for that. Like I said, the drive to Jacksonville was 7 hours instead of the intended 3. But I feel a lot safer now, even though Irma is potentially going towards the east and we are on the northeastern tip of Florida. I feel a lot safer now. I don't have the GBs that I had before. So now we're just waiting to see what kind of track she's going to have before we decide if we're going to go further north or go west. So that's what our plan is. So we're just chilling right now, relaxing, chilling. And I want to thank you guys for watching. I just wanted to keep you guys informed. Definitely keep an eye out. I'll keep everybody up to date on Facebook. If you don't have me on Facebook yet, please find me. Mira has me on Facebook. Ask around if you don't know my name. Definitely add me. Olive, try and stay patient for your aunt because, a lot of the, preparedness, they will keep you informed. One thing I can say is phone calls from family and friends is great and we love it, but, just keep in mind that if they are in an evacuation area, which Orlando, they're really preparing hard, because if she is tracking east like they're saying she's going to, she'll hit landfall at, I believe, a category 4 or 3, near Orlando. So, hopefully everybody will be good there, and my thoughts are with your family members, and it's just always important that if the mandatory evacuation comes across, it's always important to keep in mind that things are replaceable, and people aren't. So just ask them to keep in mind to keep each other safe. But we are doing good, and I appreciate everybody's thoughts and concerns. As of right now, we're good on resources. My energy is feeling so much better, but we'll see what the next couple days brings. So, like I said, please stay connected with me on Facebook. I'm going to be playing Evermore, I believe is what it is, on Facebook Messenger, hell a lot. Because I didn't bring books to read. I did bring my Book of Shadows, though, so I might work on that while I have to sit and do nothing for the next day or so. But, thank you, Olive. We will take care. Everwing. That's it, Miss Laura. Thank you. Everwing. I was playing it all night last night when we got here. Yeah. And Danu's doing good. Nunu. Danu. What are you doing? Chilling? Okay, cool. Danu's on a vacation. She don't care. But thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you all for the concerns. Alright, Laura, I'll keep that in mind next time I get I know I have you on Facebook, so next time I have a quest to complete, I'll invite you, so that way I get credit for it. But yeah, so have a good one. Blessed be. Keeping our eyes towards the skies, and just send out some great protection vibes, and we'll definitely keep you updated. Bye.